Hi there, Paul Kirtley here, and in this video I'd like to talk to you about Mothership jackets. Now this is a question I've had from a few people in recent weeks, particularly since I put out the video on wool layers and I mentioned that I had this 5-layer system and I had a Mothership jacket to go on over the top. Now, just for the sake of clarity, I'm back in the UK now and it's been quite cold overnight. I've been working outdoors in April. It's been quite pleasant and warm during the day, but overnight the temperature's been dropping down close to zero. We've still had some frosty nights and very clear skies, cold easterly wind, and it's been cold in the mornings, and as soon as the sun's gone in the evenings it's been quite cold. So I've been wearing this old Nanook jacket. It's got a synthetic fill and it's very similar to the softy jackets. Lots of synthetic fill jackets like this. There's mountain versions, there's versions that are a little bit more military oriented, and I really like this type of jacket for sitting around camp on cold evenings or cold mornings at this time of year, kind of in the shoulder seasons in the northern temperate where I operate a lot of the time. But when I go to the boreal, I want something a bit more substantial. I certainly want something a bit more roomy. I've got a couple of fleeces on underneath this and it's reasonably snug. I couldn't get my full wool winter layers on underneath this, and also it's quite short. Okay, so what I take for winter forest trips is something a bit different, and I'll show you that now. All right, here we go. This is my Swedish M90 jacket, and 1993 vintage, and it's fairly big and plenty of room inside, and it's also quite long. And remember that I wear a smock typically in the boreal, that Ventile smock. I'll link to the video here in the cards if you and below if you want to go and watch that video if you haven't seen it. But I'll step back and you can see that this is quite long. Now remember, your core doesn't just stop at your waistline, it goes down really. If you want to keep everything nice and warm, you want to be keeping your groin warm, you want to be keeping the femoral arteries, particularly when they're close to the surface here, keeping all of that warm. This is a jacket that I learned about from working with Lars Falt in northern Sweden, and I've used one ever since. Certainly when I got this, you could buy them online, get them from military surplus stores for not too much money. It's not super bulky in terms of the insulation. There are certainly more thick insulated jackets out there that are shorter, and I've got another example that I can show you in a second, which I also use for certain types of trips. But this is what I use over either directly over my boreal smock. Say I'm on a tobogganing trip, snowshoe toboggan, I stop, have a drink, just want to throw something on over the top of everything without taking layers off. This is the point of a Mothership, it just goes on over the top. Or if I've got wool layers and I want an extra layer over the top because it's super cold, I can throw this on over the top as well. So you're not having to take layers on and off to get your temperature right, particularly on short stops. The Mothership is what you get into. It should be able to go over the top of all of your clothing, hence it needs to be a bit bigger perhaps than you would wear in climates when you're wearing fewer layers but still want to put a warm jacket on over the top, like my old Nanook jacket there. So this is this jacket. A couple of good pockets for putting gloves and hats and things in. You want to stow them. Plenty of room to get thick layers underneath, but still quite warm in itself. There is a little hood, but I don't really use that because my smock's got a big hood on it with a fur ruff. So that is the Mothership jacket that some of you asked to see. Really simple, really like it, sheds the snow well, nice and warm, relatively windproof, goes on top of all of my other layers. But I'll show you another one that I do use for certain types of trips. This is another jacket that I use for a Mothership jacket, and I use this more for ski touring and sometimes for winter mountaineering. So this is a Rab down jacket. I can't actually remember the model name, I've had it for more than a decade. I'm sure there are similar models out now. Rab mountain equipment, Feathered Friends, you know, those type of jackets. It's down, it's very much like a sleeping bag. It's got like a, you know, sleeping bag type material liner, Pertex. And what I like, both in winter sleeping bags and winter jackets of this type is a Pertex Endurance outer. It's somewhat water repellent, moisture repellent, and this jacket also has hydrophobic down in it, so it doesn't soak up moisture as as well. It's not as long as my M90, but it is still reasonably long for a down jacket. Doesn't go down over my groin, but weight and size is going to be a bit more critical on a ski tour or a winter backpacking tour, and this is very light. I talked in the wool layers and video, some people picked me up on it about warmth to weight. Certainly in terms of natural fibers, wool's very good, it's better than cotton, etc, 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 but if we're talking about down in particular, the warmth to weight is immense. As a Mothership jacket, it's really difficult to beat down, I have to say. So this is what I take when I really need to keep the weight down. This is not as robust as some of my other winter clothing, but for a ski tour, when you're on a lunch stop, you're out in the hills, you're out in the mountains, you're above the tree line, you want to just chuck something super warm on over the top without taking your shell layer off, have a drink, get your flask out, have a drink for 5 minutes. You know, these sit at the top of the backpack, you know, when everyone's ready to go, jacket off, stuff it in the top of the backpack, lid on, backpack on, ski away. No one's standing around getting cold then. That's the point of these, particularly in those scenarios. So this is the other Mothership jacket that I use for winter trips that I particularly like, but this is more something I take for skiing, above the tree line, winter mountaineering. Really, really top jacket. Love it to bits. Had it for about a decade, still in really good condition. And yeah, can't speak highly enough about either of these jackets that I've showed you. Swedish M90 and the RAB jacket here with the Pertex Endurance, the hydrophobic down, absolutely fantastic garments. And no connection to any of these manufacturers, but this is just what I've chosen, and I'm sure you can find similar things. A lot of this is about principles, not about particular garments, remember. People complain sometimes that they can't get the exact things that I'm using. Well, maybe I've had them for 10 or 15 years, found them really good, don't want to change them, but you can find something similar, possibly even lighter weight, on the market right now if you just look. It's the principles that matter, the principles that matter, okay? And I look forward to seeing you in another video. Check out the one that YouTube's going to recommend to you here and enjoy that one too. Take care, see you in another video soon.